All right, looks like we're live. I'm just going to do this as a live stream because that's the easiest way. And I'm not going to show any parts of the trailer just because it's not worth risking getting some copyright strike. I know it would absolutely be fair use, but that rarely matters on YouTube. You got to fight it sometimes. Holy crap, that looked awful. That looked horrendously bad. Like I knew it would, and I was still somehow surprised by it. Somehow I was still surprised at how horrendously bad this looked. It, I almost don't even know what to say to that. Sonic looks just awful, just absolutely terrible, um, nightmare-inducing levels of poor CGI. The actual design of it. What was that fan-made live-action Sonic thing they did? Doug Walker was in it. Like that would have been better. That would have been better. It still would have been weird and off-putting because just this entire thing is a bad idea from the start, but it would have been better. And a lot of people are praising Jim Carrey as Robotnik, like, oh, his performance looks great. It does look interesting and really energetic and goofy and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't strike me as Robotnik. For one thing, why isn't he bald? I know he's like bald in this little clip they show at the end of the trailer, which they probably just showed you the after credit scene. But like, why is he not bald? No, he doesn't really look like Robotnik. He's not fat and he's not bald. He doesn't even like, yeah, he has a mustache, but he looks like a gay Southern cop mustache. It's not this wild bushy thing. His acting is fine. I don't know if it strikes me as Robotnik, but it looks like an interesting over the top villain. If there's anything entertaining about this movie, it'll be him. Also watching this movie, I'm like, I'm not sure how he's the villain. You know, apparently Sonic is an alien or interdimensional thing. I mean, and he's running around like an asshole. He knocked out power to the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, I think I think the military treating that as some sort of hostile act isn't unjustified right there. So I'm having a hard time seeing where I'm supposed to find fault with the bad guys in this. There's like that most likely after credit scene where I guess Jim Carrey actually looks like Robotnik, and there's like giant mushrooms in the background, so maybe he's like on Sonic's world at that point. That actually looks somewhat interesting. That actually looks like a fucking Sonic movie. What is it with this idea of we're gonna take this weird thing that exists in some fantastical world and we're just gonna transport it over to our world? Like I remember back when I was a little kid, they did that with the He-Man movie. It's like, yeah, we got a He-Man movie, and then He-Man falls through a dimensional portal and he ends up in New York or some shit. I don't want to see He-Man in New York. I want to see He-Man in He-Man world in Eternia. Likewise, why do you want to watch Sonic just running around the real world? Where's the appeal in that? I tell you why they do that. It's easier and it's cheaper. You only have to make one weird thing. You don't have to construct a whole weird world. Oh man, it looks awful. It just looks so bad. But at the same time, I guess I used to call myself a Sonic fan. And I guess there's always going to be a part of me that is going to look at that character and think of really great things that I enjoyed, particularly when I was younger. But the more I get a step back, the more I realize the things I like about this franchise are, at this point, the minority of this franchise's history. I like the Genesis era games. I think Sonic 1's a great game. I think Sonic 2 is really good. I think Sonic 3 and Knuckles is absolutely brilliant. It's one of the best 2D platformers ever. I like Mania a lot. when it comes, but Mania is just the Genesis era games remastered and remixed. Um, but the rest of Sonic, as far as games, is at best okay games. At worst, games that aren't even finished, that are just broken, buggy piles of shit. And then, like, broader in the franchise, I mean, I really like the old cartoon with like Princess Sally and the Freedom Fighters and all that. I think that was just a brilliant little Saturday morning cartoon. And I like the Archie comic that it inspired. I think that was a brilliant all ages comic. But as far as other Sonic cartoons, I mean, there was another Sonic cartoon around at the time that was insane and retarded. There was a Sonic Underground cartoon where it's like weird deviant art recolors and he's in a band or some shit. There's Sonic X, which while it had absolutely gorgeous animation, was dumb as pig shit. And Sonic Boom's okay just because it's like self-aware and taking the piss out of everything. Um, but there you go. It's like I like the Genesis era games a lot. I like, the Princess Sally and Mobius and Freedom Fighters kind of mythology of that cartoon and the comic it inspired. And that's it. Those are things I really, really like. Those are some of my favorite fictional things ever. Those are beloved pieces of my childhood, even. Um, but that's it. Like, and that's this tiny, tiny slither of this franchise at this point. No. So, like, I guess I'm not a Sonic fan. Like, the more I get a step back, the more I'm like, 90% of this is cringy autistic dog shit. I mean, the games are awful at this point. I don't want to get sidetracked onto the games, but oh, this movie is just, everyone's like, yo, Sonic deserves better than this movie. But at this point, I got to step back and ask, does he? I mean, if I think back to, the greatness that was once in this franchise, I guess yes, but that's not really what this franchise is anymore. At a certain point, I got to step back and realize this franchise is is for autistic kids and spurgs to create really disturbing pornography of on DeviantArt. Like, that's what this is now. And I guess I just have to accept that. I guess I just have to accept that the great potential that was once in this franchise, it's dead. It's dead. All right. Bury it and mourn it and move on because it's dead. Hell, even the comic based on that Sad AM cartoon that they at Archie, it died because of some sort of eternal politics at Archie, and they made a new comic at IDW, and it's just generic, Sonic shit with. I think the new character they have is like a feminist badger or something, because of course. Um, I'm not going to go see this movie. I rarely get to the theaters anymore, even for movies that I want to see, because it's just so expensive and hard to justify. But like, I don't even think I'm going to ever get this movie on DVD or watch it on a streaming service. I'm not going to give it the time. And every internet critic who's like, I'm going to go see it, see how bad it is. I mean, unless you're truly making a living doing this, like it's your main job, there's no way to justify that. Don't give this money. Don't give this any money. This looks just horrendously bad. Uh, I mean, video games, movies in general don't have the best track record, but this is just. This everyone involved in this movie should be deeply ashamed of themselves. Deeply. All right. That's it. I just wanted to do a quick little reaction video because everyone was doing it, and I just wanted to be popular. So, seriously, folks, if you enjoy the content, consider supporting the show, Patreon, PayPal, Amazon wishlist. And that's about all we got for today. Thanks for listening. Back off out.